shop girl's bubblegum went pop. She slowly used her tongue to pull the sticky mess back into her mouth before saying, France, I suppose. I rolled my eyes. That's very good, I said. Where can I find the French knickers? France, I suppose. Yes, very good. They for your fancy woman then, mister? She asked, as if it were a natural question. My wife, actually. The shop girl tilted her head to one side and regarded me with a frown. You trying to be funny? No, young lady, I said, returning her look. I wouldn't attempt to engage you in a battle of wits because I think you are unarmed, so I'll move on. Suit yourself, she replied, just before popping her bubblegum again and walking away. This always happens to me in shops. People behind counters seem to immediately recognize me as someone who has no idea what they're doing and decide to add to my woes. They seem to instinctively know that choosing a Christmas gift for my wife is torture for me and revel in adding to the pain. I looked around the department store for inspiration. I had given up on the French knickers idea for two reasons. I couldn't find them, and I also couldn't remember if it was my wife or I who wanted her to wear them. Cosmetics. The sign seemed to flash at me in neon, mostly because it was neon, and I cried out in relief, That's it! Makeup! A passing woman gave me the sort of look that says pervert, and I felt a bit hurt that people both sides of the counter had it in for me. But never mind, the answer to my prayers was here. Hell, you can spend huge sums on makeup, and the more I spend, the more Susan is convinced I put my heart and soul into the purchase. Excuse me, I called to a white-coated, painted lady behind the cosmetics counter. Yes, sir. How can I help? I'd like to buy makeup, I said assuredly. Lots of it, and expensive, preferably. It's for my wife. The lady looked me up and down. For your wife? Yes. Expensive? Please. She shook her head before tilting it to the same angle as Bubblegum Girl, and I briefly wondered if they were trained to do that. Then she put her hands on her hips and delivered a withering look back, before telling me, Men like you make me sick. I took a step backwards. I beg your pardon? You want to spend a lot of money? Yes. Then in my experience it won't be for your wife, she said bitterly. My husband, I should say, spent a fortune on that tart he ran off with, and what did he spend on me? I stood silently stunned. Well, she asked. Not much on you, I offered. Her eyes welled. Got it in one, so don't you dare come in here talking about expensive gifts and expect me to help you deceive your poor wife. You... She seemed to pull herself together momentarily and added, We cannot accept your credit card or your dirty cash or anything else. But, I started. Lothario, she hissed, and a dozen passing customers stopped in their tracks to look me over. He's having an affair, yelled the makeup lady. I'm not, I denied, pathetically, to those who had stopped to see what the commotion was about. All I could see were contemptuous looks and disgusted faces. I'm not, I complained again. Then, an old lady hit me with her handbag as I retreated out of cosmetics and made my way to the store exit. Outside, it was snowing, and I pulled my collar up in lieu of a proper coat. No knickers, no mascara, no lipstick, I whispered, and the woman who'd passed me in the lingerie department was suddenly there again. This time, she said pervert out loud before scuttling off into the crowd. And so the afternoon wore on. In the shoe shop, I didn't know if I wanted stilettos or slingbacks or Wellington boots. In a dress shop, I didn't know what 10, 12, or 14 meant. Then, in a handbag store, a gay guy propositioned me, convinced the snakeskin gold clasp bag was really my style. I ended up buying a rucksack to put him off, but I knew it would never make a Christmas gift for Susan. At 5 o'clock, I miserably got onto the bus without a gift, and still no idea what I was going to get Susan. I had been smart-mouthed by a teenager, yelled at, insulted, sexually harassed, and snowed upon. I had failed miserably. The bus rumbled homeward, and I wiped the condensation from the window so that I could look out onto the world that had given me such a hard time, yet still twinkled with Christmas lights. The pavements were full of people, slipping and sliding their way home, or to the pub, or wherever. Then I saw it, outshining even the snowy scene or the coloured lights. The answer to my problems was just standing there. Okay, it would be a good deal more expensive than an armful of lingerie, or a basket full of cosmetics, or a designer dress, but it was the answer. I rang the stop bell and leapt from the bus at a run, with my credit card in my hand. The sun reflected off the snow-covered world on Christmas Day. When Susan opened her gift, she squealed with delight, and we both ran outside with the keys she had found in the box. I don't know why I never thought of it before. Susan has always liked fast cars, and I like fast women. Well, one fast woman, anyway.